Welcome to the Math 155 class. This video is going to serve as an orientation for the class. This video is being recorded to be used in the spring of 2023, but I plan on using this video in later semesters. So if it's sometime after the spring of 2023, know that the information that I'm giving is still valid. It's just you're going to hear me talk about spring of 2023. The syllabus you're going to see is going to say spring of 2023. But again, the information is still valid and will still work for this course. So first thing I want to do is go take a look at the syllabus and just briefly do a overview of what it contains. All right, this is the syllabus. Again, this is the spring 2023 syllabus, and it is for section 40. My name is Will Gallagher, and my office number and my office room number are both on this syllabus. This syllabus will be mailed out. And again, if you need to contact me, my number's there, my email is there, my office number is there. The course description is the description that is used by the entire VCCS. I'm not going to read through the whole thing there for you, but you might want to familiarize yourself with it. Prerequisites are listed. And textbook is listed. I will mention that you do not have to purchase a copy of the textbook. It will be on the website that we're going to use. You gain access to the website by buying a code through the VHCC bookstore. And the code used to be given to the students in a little paper folder. It's my understanding it will now be sent to your VHCC email. And there's also a document that I will send that will tell you how to get into the website. The calculator you need to use is a TI-84. It is required. And if you go into the testing center to do any work, they will have TI-84s for you to use. When you come to take your final exam, that's what you will use. The attendance policy is there. I encourage you to read it in its entirety. But from that, I will mention that this class, as it says, is face-to-face. There are no required meetings, but there is a final exam that you have to take on campus. That is a new policy. So again, be familiar with it. You will have to come on campus for a final exam or make arrangements for a proctor at an alternate location. And there's a form for that I will email out. So if you need to set up a proctor at some alternate location, that is possible by filling out the document that I send. In this class, even though there are no face-to-face meetings, you do have to be logging in and making progress, or you will be dropped from the class. And again, I encourage you to read the attendance policy and this syllabus in their entirety. Teaching methods and evaluation is next. Again, all homework, quizzes, tests, everything but the final exam will be completed in the MyMathLab website. The due dates are already programmed into the website, and they're also in the schedule. Next, tests are given on the website. They are open book, and they are at the end of each chapter. The final exam that is not on the website, that is on campus, is not open book, so be prepared for that. There are late penalties for homework, quizzes, and tests, 10% for homework, and 20% for quizzes and tests, and those aren't waived. All right, so if it's late, there's going to be a penalty. Again, you need to read the syllabus in its entirety. I'm not going to read through every aspect of it. I'm going to skip on down now to the grade. The quizzes will be 25%. The homework is 25%. Tests are 25%, and the final exam is 25%. Going to the top of the next page, grading scale is the typical 10-point scale. 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, etc. Makeup policy, again, is that you can complete work late, but the late penalties will be applied. There's tips here on mentoring, tips here on getting started. I'm going to kind of walk you through that, but it's here for you to read. Tells you what to do if you've already registered in MyMathLab and used it perhaps in a previous semester versus if you have not. All that information is here. All the objectives are listed. There's a lot of them. I'm not going to read through them all. The emergency statement is here. Instructions for individuals with disabilities. On that, I will say that if you have some sort of disability, you will start off by making contact with Karen Cheers over in Project Excel, and she will give you the instructions as to how to go about getting, for example, the doctor documentation that you need, etc., so that we can make the required by law accommodations. Tutoring is available on campus and also online through the BrainFuse system, which you can access through the SIS. Important dates are listed, and my student engagement hours are listed. So again, I know I've gone through the syllabus very quickly, but you will be emailed a copy of it so that you can read it for yourself. And that's what I would encourage you to do. The next thing I want to look at is the actual website that you're going to be using. This is the site. This is where you go to sign in. You would simply use the link that's provided in the document that I send, or you can just use www.mymathlab.com, and like I say, it takes you straight to this site. So again, what I use is mymathlab.com. If you've used MyMathLab before, you'll simply sign in. If you've never used it before, you will register as a student, and registering with it is no more difficult than signing up for, say, an Amazon account or something like that. You'll give them your name, you give them your email address. I must say that it is very important that you use the Virginia Highlands Community College email address. You need to use that address and check that address very often. You will enter in your email address, your username, the course ID, which is on a document that I send you, your access code, which you buy from the bookstore. You can register using a credit card or PayPal. And again, registration looks something like this. You'll find the course using the ID that I sent you, and you go on through your registration. I unfortunately can't walk you through the registration process because I have an instructor account, not a student account, but most people don't have a problem with it. It usually works just fine for them. Again, since I already have an account, I'll go with the sign in option and sign myself in. And the course, like I said, is already being created. You'll be looking for Math 155, your section number in spring of 2023. And when you go into the course, it looks something like this. You're going to see a couple of things here in my account that you can't see from a student account, but most of it is the same. The syllabus is here. Again, I will email you a copy of the syllabus, but it is also here for you to read. The schedule is here as well. Notice that there are weekly deadlines. Sometimes there's more than one deadline in a week. Like, for example, on this schedule, if you happen to be in the 42 section, you're going to have a chapter 2 and 3 deadline on the 27th. If you're not in 42, this schedule will be different. Okay, this is the 42 schedule, but anyway, your correct schedule will be sent to you. If you click on the assignments tab, you see the assignments that you will be expected to complete, homeworks, quizzes, tests. They are all here. And before I forget, I want to click on this tab that says Multimedia Library. And this is how you get to your book. This is one way to get to your book. You can click on eText and get to it. I like going through the Multimedia Library. So if I were, for example, working in chapter 2 and I were looking at section 1, I would select chapter 2, section 1, and I can look at a PowerPoint, animations. I can use the StatCrunch software. I can watch videos, or I can just look at the book. So when you click on textbook, a link will come up, and here's how you open up your textbook. A little bit slow today, but there's your book. Once you get it open, you'll notice there's a page number at the bottom, so you can skip to any page you want. If you want to jump from page 45, for example, to page 50, you hit enter, and there it is. If you want to look at any other chapter, any other section, you can click on them over here on the left-hand side and jump from section to section, chapter to chapter. So here, this is where you find your book. Now let's go back to assignments. Under assignments, you have a chapter 0 homework that you'll start with. So you just click on assignments. You click on the question that you want to look at, and it'll pop up. And once you complete a question, and you move from one question to the next, answering these questions, you click the save button. And once you save your work, you can leave and come back and pick up where you left off. So in other words, homework doesn't all need to be completed in one attempt. All right. So like for question number 2, it says select one. They're showing you in this section how to answer things like multiple choice questions. And this one asks which face is smiling. So you'll click on C, you check your answer, tells you you got it. And if you click save, then you can exit this homework, and question number 2 is already scored as correct for you. And when you want to pick back up on the homework, you can hit the resume button. So again, you just need to go through these assignments in order. Chapter 0, which is basically an orientation homework, and then section 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, do them in order. And just work through them and stay with the schedule and do not let yourself get behind. Other than that, it's laid out in a very straightforward fashion. I strongly advise you use the TI-84, but there is a StatCrunch option here. StatCrunch can be used, software that can be used while you're doing homeworks and tests, but it's not going to be available on your final exam. So make sure you have that TI-84. Make sure you're using it. Okay. But again, this is just a quick intro to the course. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And welcome to Math 155.